Watson and Oak coming to you live from the Tempe Improv with the lovely and talented Monique Marvez. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thanks for giving me the lovely and talented. You just met me, but I am talented, and thank you for the lovely.
Oh, absolutely. And I know Oak is stoked because when I sent him a message and said, "Hey, you good for the improv this Friday?" He said, "Absolutely. Who is it?" I said, "Monique Marvez." He said, "Fuck, finally a woman."
Yes, that's finally a woman.
Yeah, and thank you for calling me a woman because I did a special with Snoop Dogg called The Bad Girl. I don't mean to sit this way, but I'll tell you what. As a woman, you know you have to cheat the camera because straight on is not your best look.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
You got to give a little cheat profile. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I did a Snoop Dogg special called The Bad Girls of Comedy, and right in the middle of my set, I said, let me be very clear. I am not a girl. I am a woman. I am a bad woman of comedy. I am not even remotely a girl.
Yeah, you don't want to say girl.
No, not to me. No.
Kind of gives the wrong connotation.
Yeah. I'm not going to come out here in white go-go boots and blonde ringlets and go, no, that's not going to happen.
480-921-9877 for tickets. You got 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow night, correct?
7:30 and 9:30, correct.
Nice.
No more Sunday, not doing the Sunday matinee, what you like to call it.
No, you know, the thing about Sunday is that's the day of rest in the Lord, and I don't like either. I mean, I love the Lord. I love the Lord.
But you don't like rest.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But, you know, comedy it's a weekend endeavor. It's a nighttime thing. It's like Denny's. You don't go there on the day or purpose, you know. If you're at Denny's during the day, you are very unimaginative.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Yeah, there's so many other places to eat.
I have to say, I don't smoke on Sunday.
You know? That's awesome.
Really?
I have once at the protest.
And that's it.
That was it.
That is it because it's Sunday?
No, it's just that because I've smoked so much that Sunday I have to give
The day of rest for your lungs.
Have to clear out the lungs.
Yeah, the lungs and the Lord.
Yeah.
That's you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Makes sense.
This Friday and Saturday night is just
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Disco Inferno in your trachea.
Disco Inferno. Exactly. I like that. Disco Inferno.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Burn, baby.
This is not your first endeavor here at the Tempe Improv.
No, I've been. The first time I came here was in the summer of 1996.
Nice.
So I've been coming here and then I had a hiatus for a while. It was, you know, we were separated but not divorced, and then Eddie Zayas saw me on Latin Divas of Comedy, which was my first Showtime special, and booked me back, and I've been coming around here for a while, and I love this room.
Yeah?
It's a great room. This is one of the best rooms in the country.
Yeah, everybody who rolls through town says that. They mean it genuinely.
No, we do.
They're just saying it because they're here.
It's a heritage club. It's been here for a lot of years. It's got a vibe. It's got an energy. Comedy's all about energy.
Absolutely.
You got to look at the audience and vibe on them. Sometimes you walk out in front of a crowd and you're like, whoa. You know, if they need on the record. But this room, you've always got hot crowds. Some are hotter than others, but they're always at least warm. Never tepid. You don't want a tepid crowd.
No. So what do you do in that situation when you get into a place and you do have kind of a...
I shock them.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat, just come out?
Lower chakra. Just start right with the puss. Yeah, you gotta do it. Yeah.
It'll lighten them up quick.
Yeah,
Right?
I came all the way from Miami. Well, I didn't come all the way. I'd be tired and dehydrated. You know, it's like, you know, like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just say all kinds of wacky left turn stuff, and people are like, what? And then they're awake, and then you wake them up that way. Some people figure when they're kind of tepid, you should ramp up. I'm like, no, you got to go right where they live.
Yeah.
You don't really have a lot of time to ramp up.
No, you got to go lower chakra right away. Stop the brainy stuff. Go right to the dirt.
I like
Do
it.
you use the C word?
No, I see. Here's the thing. I've been doing comedy a long. Like, how old are you? May I ask? Is that really?
36.
Yeah. Well, you were in junior high when I started comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Baghdad when you were in your dad's bag. And when I started comedy, there were certain words that you would not say under any circumstances.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't say them. And now people say them, and you want me to tell you something? It doesn't make anything any funnier. No, it just doesn't. And the way I feel, if you have to give up 10% of something for 90% greater good, what's the point of potentially alienating somebody and going out on that wire with the N word or the C word or words you just couldn't say?
Yeah.
What's the payoff? You know, unless you're Louis C.K., who can drop the N word right and left.
Right.
But there's a reason why, because he has red pubic hair.
Right.
Like when you're balding and you have red pendandos, you get a pass because the brothers are like, dude, look at him. He can say it. You know, look at what he has to live with.
Yeah. Poor bastard never had a chance.
And I love him like crazy. And now I'm glad he's famous because even in spite of his pasty self and his red pubes, he probably gets laid like Georgia Carpet.
So you're saying I can pull that off?
No, not surfer white guy with the arm tap. No.
Not with all the pretty hair you have.
No, you're way too cute to pull off the
He's
N-word.
bald though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can he
but
pull
even
off?
he can't, no, because he looks like if his parents helped him, he could buy a house. He does, you know what I mean? You don't
Thank
look,
you.
You don't look out in the cold.
Thank you.
You don't look out in the cold.
All right.
There's a certain hopelessness that's an all-access pass.
And I don't have that hopelessness.
No.
I'm not admitting that hopelessness yet.
No.
That's
no.
good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like there's a camaraderie where it's like the top is a great leveler and the bottom is a great leveler. It's the middle you got to watch out. Like there's nothing more antiseptic than success and fame. When you're like you can spread filth germs, you can be anything you want if you're at the top of the food chain.
Sure.
And you can do the dirtiest comedy, you can say insane things, you can bang flight attendants, you can do whatever you want. Because you're up there and you're colorless and your demographic is I can do whatever I want.
Right.
And then despair.
Where does this shit come out of your head? Bang flight attendants?
You know rich dudes do that. You know rich dudes
like
do that.
first class guys are just hanging out like on
First
business
class,
trips and
private
banging.
planes. Yeah, they're like, they see, back in the day when they were not even flight attendants, they were stewardesses. And these guys, you know, a lot of these successful guys are in their 50s and they grew up, their goal in life was to bang a stew, you know, and now they're like, hey, I'm the man. I got a Porsche, I can bang a stew, you
Yeah,
know.
the stews back then were hot.
Well, and they were floozies back then
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Floozies
duh,
back
that's
then.
why they took the
Yeah.
job.
Now they take themselves too seriously. Now
Well,
they're
and now there's
professional.
seniority and
Right.
there's unions, and you've got like Jabba the Hutt slingshotting peanuts
right.
at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
They're not attractive anymore.
No, well, because there's unions and they get to keep their jobs. And you know what? My gut is grateful that sexism and we've come so far. But there's certain things that I'm old school. Like I like pretty attractive flight attendants, and I'm straighter than Yoko Ono's pubic hair. I just like it. I like to get on a plane and see a pretty lady with floofy hair and white teeth saying, like, here's your seat. Like, I like that.
I like that too.
And the same reason I don't like 200-year-old people in Disney World. I'm sorry. I mean, I know there's equality and they have to hire them, but there's something really scary about seeing a really, really old person helping you get on, you know, a ride in the future because you know they almost don't have one. That was wrong, right?
No, yeah, that's good.
I want a guy like you buckling me up. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's what I want. I want the Aryan supremacy here helping me out.
Am I that white?
Yeah.
He's white, isn't
Well, I
he?
got the hat on.
It's
So you've
not
already
that. It's
moved
the
the hat
look.
on
It's
with
the
the
look.
look,
It's
yeah.
the teeth and the light eyes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The boys from
I got
Brazil,
you.
right here. Yeah.
Right. Pretty boy.
German.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I called it. Yeah. All he needs is spandex pants and some ski poles.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
just had a mental picture of that.
Yeah, me too. That was really bad.
I'm sorry.
Monique Marvez
Disturbing.
at Tempe Improv all weekend long. 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. 480-921-9877 for tickets. So, what else do you have going on besides obviously you're touring the country?
I'm super busy.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
loving my life.
Aren't you working on some TV shows?
Well,
too?
here's the deal. I've got I did the Snoop Dogg special,
Mhm.
but we also taped a 1 hour that's going to air in the fall. They're going to let this one run its course. I'm going to have my own 1 hour. It's called Not Skinny, Not Blonde.
Nice.
Very funny. That's going to air. And I say very funny because I wrote it to be funny.
Sure.
But then I also have the one-woman show version, which is kind of behind the jokes, where I talk about the jokes.
Nice.
And that's also called Not Skinny, Not Blonde, and that's running at the Ice House in Pasadena in LA. And I got great write-ups and standing O last Sunday night. And then I'm going to be back here April 30th because I have been tapped to write the hopefully one-day Broadway show, but it's definitely a touring show. We already have dates.
Nice.
For, listen to this, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Wow.
That's huge.
It's
That's
enormous.
awesome.
Best-selling self-help
Yeah.
book of all time.
Congratulations.
20-year
Yeah.
anniversary. This April 1st was the 20-year anniversary since it came
Is it
out.
20 years already?
20 years, and it's part of our lexicon. And John Gray has sold 50 million books. He's like my bud. We talk on the phone. He's the man. And so imagine, like, and it's cool because it's a one-man show. So it's the first time in my life where I'm seated in the audience and I'm looking up because we've already done a read, and a dude is reading my jokes and getting great laughs.
Nice.
Wow.
And how'd you hook up with that?
It's the world we live in. Somebody saw my stand-up on YouTube,
Yeah.
and we have mutual friends, and it's the world we live in. Somebody saw a clip from Divas, because I've been married and divorced 3 times, so I tell people,
Fabulous.
those who can't do, teach, and those who can't teach, do comedy.
There you
So
go.
yeah, so I talk, like, I'm blunt. Like, I tell people, come see my show. I bottom line it. Like, women are crazy and complicated, men are simple and delusional. Deal.
Very accurate.
Deal.
Very accurate.
It's true. I tell people, I don't tell jokes, I tell the truth. And then I wrap it in bacon and throw it out so people will eat it.
There's a lot of comedy in real life.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of real life in comedy.
Very true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's why we're here.
Good. Well, come see me. So yeah, I'm writing that show, and I got a lot of other little things cooking and popping.
Excellent. Now I read somewhere that you had actually been asked to do a show for was it for Dick Wolf or for NBC?
Yeah.
About your love life.
Oh yes. They sent you my bio. Yeah, I was
actually they didn't. I looked it up. I was proactive.
Thank you. I was plucked off the comedy stage in Los Angeles and handed a deal to do my own sitcom, just like Raymond, like write, develop, star in my own pilot, and it was basically the space I navigate between, my traditional Hispanic family and my two hoochie girlfriends, because I have two girlfriends. Like Sex in the City is made up,
right?
Mine's real.
Nice.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend Deborah. Woo, she's something special.
What would she be considered in one of those one of the characters?
Well, the thing about Debs, and I know this is going on the internet, so I got to watch myself. But Deborah's a control person. So like she plans things down to the wire. Like if she's going to go on a date, like she will plan a butt wax 2 weeks out so that everything's like smooth and silky, but not
butt
new.
wax.
Yeah. No, I mean she's like super controlling. So it's really cool because to watch the way she navigates love, which is very like ding 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 ding. And then my other girlfriend Tina, who's now happily married, so I'll be very careful. She, I do this whole bit in my act where I say that women's privates are like library books. And even though I've been married 3 times, hey, at least you know who checked it out, how long they had it, when they brought it back, what condition it's in. But, nowadays women don't get married for the first time until they're like 38 and their book is tore up.
Oh.
So, yeah, I have
tattered pages.
Yeah, dog ear, missing the back cover.
Yeah.
So, I talk a lot about like different value structure. Like every woman has her own belief and value structure about how to interact with the opposite sex. And I was always that person that could just tell the truth and go like, like my one girlfriend, I'm like, the old once you go black, you never go back. I'm like, that's a lie. She comes back all the time. So yeah, I'm just that person. I will say what no one else will. And some people, I was ahead of my time at that time. Now everybody's like, oh, it's so refreshing how honest you are. It's like, I'm glad you like it. I don't really have a choice. That's how I roll. Yeah, this is me.
So where are you in the developmental stages for the show? Is it still?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a secret?
It is, but you know what? This is a good time. This is a good time for me. I'm saying a lot of things that resonate with people.
Yeah. And having Dick Wolf on board, I mean, he's
that was before. Like that already ran its course.
Wow.
I've got new folks, and they can bring it through the finish line. This is not a network show. That was an NBC deal. That was a network show. I'm not network. I'm cable.
Cable?
Oh, I'm cable.
All cable.
Oh, cable.
Like someone comes to the network, like from the network, you're like, nah.
Yeah, well, because I've had that experience, and they basically declaw and defang you. You thought you were going to be a hot-ass cougar, and now you're just like a dead house cat.
Dead house cat?
Yeah, if I'm not running around in the leopard panties going, game on, what's the point?
We take network.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We'll take whatever you can get.
But it's different. That deal was a few years ago. Things like 30 Rock and Modern Family, like the last few years have seen a real rise in the sitcom format. And I'm grateful for that, because for a year, for a couple of years in the early 2000s, sitcoms were deader than Batman's parents.
Yeah.
But now
Very true.
Yeah, thank goodness for shows like Modern Family, and they're bringing it back.
And kind of died with Seinfeld.
Yeah,
and Friends, even
Friends, because let's face it, the last season of Friends.
Awful.
Yeah.
It
was,
season 9 should have been the last season.
It was unfriendly.
Season 10, yeah, it was not.
So there was 10 seasons?
10 seasons.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
like 90210 had 10 seasons.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're not cute anymore.
What's that guy's name?
Who?
Ziri?
Oh yeah, Ian Zieri. Yeah, the curly, the white man's afro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The white fro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white fro.
Yeah.
Yeah, blank fro.
That was one of them. Just the biggest afro. Actually, I'm trying to find, here's my new pursuit. Looking for a woman, black.
I can help you with this.
Okay.
With a fro?
Light skin,
Uh-huh.
with a big afro.
That sounds like our logo. You're looking
hard
for
to-
a chick that looks like our logo?
Yeah.
It's hard to find.
In this town it is.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, did you see the girl at the Oscars that sang? She won actually a Grammy last year, Esperanza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Sounds like your girl.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be on the lookout for Esperanza that's willing to come to the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but desert wreaks havoc on fro hair. You gotta be putting the shiny stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have baby fine hair, and it's like constantly, it's tough. The desert's
Tough.
Yeah, and your skin gets dry.
Yeah, the skin's horrible.
Yeah, you gotta just roll in lotion.
Look at these
Yeah, instead of rolling in the deep, you're rolling in the lotion.
Right.
Rolling in the deep
Right.
lotion.
Rolling in the deep lotions, rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking to Monique, No Network Marvez.
Yeah,
No
Monique,
network.
cable
Yeah.
only Marvez.
At the Tempe Improv tonight, tomorrow, 2 shows each, 7:30 to 9:30, 480-921-9877 for tickets. You're hoping to get out and about this weekend.
Yeah,
Word,
actually,
word is Monique's going to be out on the town.
I'm
Out of
actually
town.
going to do it. I never go out, ever. And I told Brady this morning, I said, is it appropriate to make you drive me around after showtime? He's like, no, let's do this. Because I always stay in Scottsdale, and I see this special breed of like little wet kitten skank. That's what I call them. Because they look like wet skanks because they're skinny and they're trembling, so they're like little wet kittens. Because they're like hungover and hungry.
Yeah,
And,
malnourished.
yeah. They live on like Tic Tacs, Dick, and Cosmos. So they're like shaky. And they have to text each other because they can't speak hardly. And they're wearing these Ed Hardy tank tops as a dress with these giant Kardashian shoes with little Minnie Mouse feet going like this. Yeah. So I see them like a little herd of wet kittens, and I'm like, I want to go where the kittens are going. I want to see what's up with that. So tonight I'm going to do some kitten spying.
Nice.
It's around the corner.
Yeah, just to see, because I love seeing the whole dating and mating scene. I love to be on a fly on the wall and see like how the guys approach the kittens, and you know how, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole dance and ritual that goes on, and it changes from generation. Like the 80s was a whole different animal, the 90s. Every generation has their own way of hooking up. Like even the fact that now like kids, you know, the early 20s, they talk about hooking up, like they have giant magnets in their genitals,
Right.
and if they get close together in the mall, they just go, you know, and they can't help it, you know. They have no control over the lower chakra pool, and you know that's been around forever. You know, we just used to be a little more discreet about it. You know, we would hook up just the same. We just weren't Facebooking like, oh,
Right.
you
I
know.
disagree with you on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know me in the 90s.
Yeah, but look back at like the 70s and 80s. I mean, that was like just like fuck fest, whatever.
Yeah.
Out in the open.
Yeah, well,
There's
but
cocaine everywhere.
yeah, well, that was
That's your weekends, dude.
the
What are you
70s.
complaining
That
about?
was 70s. That went on to like 06.
Yeah, 06. Yeah, it's still going.
What are you talking about?
Well,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there
I
was,
denial.
there was it's funny because things go in waves, you know. Usually when they're like greedy, like greed is good, like it's whatever your vice is. Some people's vices are money, some people's vices are out of body experience, whether it's substances, some
Mine's
people's
sex.
sexual. Yeah,
Sex
I
is
always,
yours.
I always said if I found anything I liked better than Whoppers and dick, I would do it. Yeah, you know those little Whoppers, those little
I
chocolate
know.
malted milk balls?
Mhm.
I'm like a fiend with those things. You give me a
The
carton of those,
malt balls?
I'm
Yeah.
rattling the last one in the carton. I'm like, ooh.
That's
yeah.
like me with mint Oreos.
Yeah.
Body by Oreo right here.
Yeah,
Body by Oreo.
but that's the thing. It's like I don't judge people that do whether it's weed or blow, whatever you're doing. I don't judge you because
good.
I am a fool for certain things.
Well, if Brady won't take you out and about this weekend, give Oak a call because he's usually out on the weekends looking for trouble.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always out and about.
Last
Driving
weekend,
around town.
we've been working on new studios, so I've been,
Nice.
I've been getting in there and
Getting
you would think,
your grunt on.
yeah, you would think he would help out because he's got a background in construction management, right? So I'm texting him all weekend long. I don't hear back from him. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like, sorry, bro, 2-day pool party. I'm knee deep in bitches and blow.
I can see
I'm
that.
like, what a son of a bitch. Here I am knee deep in lumber and blueprints, and he's knee deep in
Lumber and blueprint. That's nice.
Yeah, and especially here because women here, it's amazing. Like I like to spy. Like I'll go walk around over there, and just look, you know, see what's going on. Like what's that main street about? Not too
Mill
far from
Avenue?
here. It's by Mill
Mill.
Avenue. Oh, that's
characters there.
fabulous.
Yeah.
You just kind of stand back and let the games begin, you know?
Great people
And there's
watching
a
right there.
certain kind of girl that comes here from a small town and comes to school here, and they're really gullible. Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Jesus.
then within like 6 months in, they're just
Ruined.
Ruined.
They got the tramp stamp.
Oh, yeah.
They have laser hair removed with their
C
hoo-ha.
and D
Yep.
on that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's just brutal.
Monique Marvez.
He's like almost looks wistful when he's,
I know.
Didn't he get like
I
a
know.
nostalgic look?
Yes, he did.
He did. He got like a look, like
Yeah.
far away, like, oh,
Just looking out in the distance.
where is old SD now?
We'll watch that on
Shit.
playback, put it in slow
Yeah.
mo. Maybe black and white,
Yeah.
right?
It was almost artistic.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The
Like
artistic
the
oak.
artistic man.
Yeah.
How about that? The artistic oak, the ubiquitous Watson, hilarious Monique Marvez at the
Thank
Tempe
you.
Improv tonight, tomorrow, 2 shows each. 480-921-9877 for tickets. Monique, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having
It was great
me,
seeing you
guys.
again. And best
Thanks.
of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.